Here is a review of the Baume et Mercier Clifton Club, a watch I bought just a few years ago that I really like the style of. I thought it was a quite interesting watch with a very subdued and calm style. I picked it up, and over the years, it served me very well. Now, this has only been my daily watch for a few months, kind of around the time I bought it, and it's never been my daily watch since. But it's just an interesting and unique piece. I'm not a huge fan of Baume and Mercier, but this is a cool piece. It's part of their what's called their Clifton line, Clifton Club line. You can see it here in the back. It says Club, right? Do you see that? I'm trying to get the glare away, but there we go. Club. Okay, so it's not an open back. And there's, I believe at the time, there were 3 or 4 variations of this. I chose the white dial, because I don't have too many watches with the white dial. And I chose the orangey strap. Now, this strap looks like it's silicone, but it's actually, I think this is actually calf skin. Let me take a look. Let me take a smell. Yeah, this is calf skin. So this is actual calf skin. And let's take a look. Okay, so it's made in Austria. This particular the strap. So it's a very beautiful strap in my opinion. Do you see how you have kind of this texture here? It looks like it's kind of like a silicone texture, kind of like a patterned texture. But in fact, I believe this entire thing is calfskin. It smells like leather. It says made in Austria on this. I believe this is an actual Swiss watch, so it should be made in Switzerland, I think. And if you've heard of the Baume and Mercier brand, you've heard of it. I'm not a huge fan of the brand, honestly. And I would probably, I've never owned a Baume before, and I don't see myself buying another one. But I would buy this one again, just because it's such a cool piece. It's just a subdued, calm, quiet piece. Now, here's a few things I like about this. The crown is quite protected. So this is supposed to be their sporty version, right? The club version, there's a black dial too, and there's a few different strap varieties. But generally, this is supposed to be their sporty version, the Clifton Clubs. And so you have a nice screw down crown, right? A screw down that is protected pretty reasonably by these two crown guards. So when I screw it in, I could see that it's a decent feel, and I could see it's pretty okay protected, pretty reasonably protected by that crown, these crown guards. Although it's not robust by any means, not robust at all, but reasonably well protected. Now, this only has a depth rating of 100 meters. Yeah, 100 meters. So it's okay. It's okay. I wish it had a little bit more. I wish it had 200 or 300. Not that, not that we need it, but when you have, something like an Omega that's supposed to be sporty and it's 300 meters, and you have this that's supposed to be sporty, it's a little cheaper, quite a bit cheaper actually, and you want to be able to like mess around with it a little more, you don't want that, you want the number to be a little higher just so you can feel comfortable with it. But it is what it is. The strap has been quite durable so far. Initially, when I bought this, I thought that the strap would wear out. I had some cheap leather straps before on Versace watches, fashion watches, and they wore out super fast. But in this case, it's not wearing out quite fast. It's actually wearing very reasonably, and I wore this very aggressively at one point in time. Just wore it very aggressively, showered with it, used it like a true sport watch, even though it's a calfskin handle. Now, I would love to buy another strap like this, just another duplicate strap, so I can have this watch and two straps. I think that's the ideal scenario. That way you can mess with one and you can have another clean one for later on, because there's just something about the strap, the way it looks, how kind of it has that textured vibe, double with the orange, that I just love. I just enjoy it. Let's dig into the details of the watch a little more and look at the actual dial. You have the orange around the dial, right? Around that, around the circumference of the dial where the numbers are. That kind of matches the orange accent here. You can see I got some paint. I actually painted stuff. I was doing some renovation work, and I wore this watch. That's how crazy I am. That I wore this watch during that work, and I got some paint on it. The orange, it's about maybe a millimeter. So it's a recessed about a millimeter. So the dial is recessed down about a millimeter from from that perimeter area, and so that orange, it's kind of it's about a millimeter down below the top of the dial. That's where the numbers are. They're about a millimeter below, so it gives some nice effect. It's nice to see. Of course, this is not an expensive watch, so you wouldn't expect too much going on, but it's reasonable. It's nice to see. I like the clean white. The actual the the bezel turns. There's a bit of play. There's a bit of play to it. Let me turn it for you guys. Okay, that's how it turns. Hopefully you can hear that. It's okay. It's not amazing. The turn, there's tiny bit of play. You just feel a bit of play, and it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like an Omega, it doesn't feel like a Rolex, in any sense. Period. So, but it feels good. And then the clasp, I actually like the clasp. I'm okay with the clasp. So it's a double. It's a double clasp, right? Where you close it double. So you close it here, and then you close it here as well, right? And then before you close it, you want to get that into the into here, and then you clasp it, and you have the second one. So it's a double clasp, but this adds the security I like. Nothing too crazy, nothing too sporty, but it's interesting. Let's put it on. Okay. So I like the way it fits. Feels very comfortable. The calfskin works. It just all works. It fits very nice. This is how it looks. And just a cool watch. I enjoy it. It doesn't hit any one point particularly well, but as a package, I like it. It's not. It's not the kind of watch that you're gonna, it's not gonna be your beater watch. It's not gonna be your luxury watch. It just doesn't fit in any one of the intense categories. But if you already have a small collection and you want to add something that could be an everyday watch, but could also be a very sporty watch, this is interesting. So you could wear this to the office, then to the gym after, and you can literally shower with it. You can go to the pool. You can go to the beach with it. If it's your only watch and it's the most expensive watch you bought, yeah, you're not going to want to go to the beach with it. But if you have like an Omega at home and you're going to go to the office and then do something else after, and you want something that you're more comfortable throwing around, this may be that watch. Although this is not a throw around watch. This is still, as much as they're trying to be the club version, the Clifton Club, they're trying to be a club watch in the old sense of the word club, like old British club, sports club maybe too, where you go to the club and you play rugby or something. As much as it tries to be that, it needs to be a little bit more rugged to really fit that mold. But other than that, I love this watch, and it's just a fun, cool watch.